Hey, how you doing? This is Tom, and this is Tom's Radio Room Show. And I got this update of Simon's World Map about a week ago. I hadn't been using it in a long time, and I was kind of hesitant to do a show on it because there's so many things he's added to it. I probably can't do the program justice, but I'm going to give it a try. Here we go. Again, this is Simon's World Map. You can search on the internet for this. Simon is the gentleman who wrote SDR Console, which is a fabulous program for your software-defined radios. And I'm going to try to go through this quickly. I probably miss a lot of points, maybe make some mistakes, but here we go. So we go down to Home, and we can select what this map looks like. We can select the zoom we want to. I don't like it zoomed in. I like it full screen. We can select the map colors and type. I'm using map type 2. You can go down to like night lights. Wow. Pretty cool. Let's go back to what I had before. And that was map 2. It's the one I prefer. Layout, you can have multiple layouts, and you can set up a layout and then save it and then use this to go back and pick your layout. I'm only using the default one that I have originally set up. You can have it display the aurora. I'll just show this real quick. I got it turned off right now. And there it is. So you can see how far down the aurora is. I don't think it's ever got past like the middle of the United States, so I don't get to see it down here in Florida. So I'm going to turn that back off. Not really interested in that. Clock. And each of these options have sub-options. So you can show the clock. You can show either UTC only or local and UTC, which is what I have right down here. Here's my local time. It's almost 6 a.m. You can change the clock size. I like it as small as you can. I actually would like it a little smaller. You can change the fonts of the clock. You can change the text color. Just unbelievable. Great circle, you can show the great circle steering. Gray line, which is this line right here, which is if you typically listen to shortwave an hour before and an hour after, up to an hour after the gray line passes your area, you typically get better reception. So I'm coming up on the gray line right now. Here's my location. So I should start listening right here at 6 a.m. in the morning. You can, again, change different things on the gray line. I wish the gray line had an alarm so that when you're within an hour of the gray line, it sets off an alarm. Now, I like this program so much that I'm running it full-time on another computer. And like I said, I wish I had the alarm that you could set. Okay, that's gray line, maidenhead. You can show the maidenheads. There they are. All the prefixes for amateur radio. I'm going to turn that off. Where'd it go? Right here. Turn that off. You can show the prefixes for amateur radio. There they are. If I zoomed in, I could see mine down in here. It doesn't show up too well in a full map. Okay, we'll turn that off. Prefixes off. Change the text size. In rotor, it will also control some rotors, so that you can point your antenna to a satellite that's going overhead. It will do that automatically. You can choose what satellites you want to track. how many passes. I've chosen the International Space Station, which shows right here. And unfortunately, it's not going to be going over my location anytime soon. Again, I don't know. Let's see here. Select visible satellite from a list. So you can select all these satellites. These are satellites related to amateur radio. So we'll turn that back off. Space weather. You can have space weather, which is right here. I got it turned on, and it shows you the updated space weather conditions. Right now, the solar flux is 107, which is good, but the A index is 24, which is terrible. So we're going to get typically you will get when that number is that high, you're going to get a lot of noise when you listen to shortwave. And once again, you can change the color, and you can select where it comes from. I've selected WWV, which is the default. And then you can select what terms it shows. Lots of options. I'm just skimming over them. You can put a bunch of stations in, like that's these guys right here. And you can select, it's got a big database of stations, cities that you can choose from by alphabetical order. Can show bearing from home to a station, which is showing it right here. I don't quite understand this because, well, I'm not that much on geography anyway, but why is this 90 degrees from here? Looks like it would be like 100. But hey, again, I'm no expert. Where was I? Stations. I was under stations. So I'm going to turn this off. Oop, I didn't mean to turn them all off. Yeah, turn them all off for now. Can have it display sunrise and sunset down here. Turn that off and on. I can turn it off. Goes away. Turn it back on. Shows. And then of course you can select size and position and all kinds, it's just unbelievable things you can do. Color, and then finally there's tools, other tools on top of everything else. So you can check for updates. This is the latest one, I believe. You can change the units from metric to imperial, which I did. Visual style. See what if I change it to blue, what it does. I guess I've selected blue. Okay. Let's try black. Oh, the header is changing. That changed to black now. Okay, I don't want that. I want the default, which is this. And that's just, you know, scratching the surface of this program. It's an excellent program. You can do a search on Simon's World Map and get it off the internet. He does a lot of updates. This adds a lot of things. This latest update, there's a lot of discussion about adding other things because he said, you know, what else would you like? So it's going to continue to be expanded and expanded and expanded. And like I said before, I like this so well that I have set up a separate little laptop and I'm running this full time. Pretty cool. If you enjoyed the show, please give me a thumbs up and have a great day. Bye-bye.